Hey basketball players, today I'm going to talk to you about how you can get more rebounds in your next basketball game and in your next basketball practice. If you really want to show to your coach that you're a good, important piece of the team to be on the court, even if you're not scoring all that well in a certain game, rebounding is still extremely important. So let's just get down to some of the tips that I can give to you so that you can get more rebounds. So the number one tip that I can give to any player is to follow your shot. When you take your shot, there's a good chance that you're going to miss. And now, because you're the one taking the shot, you're the one feeling, hey, that ball is off towards the right, it's off towards the left. You have the best view of that shot. You know where that ball is going to go get it. If you know that you're going to miss this shot, you need to go get it. So I miss that shot, I go get it, and then I go in for my layup or whatever it may be. Now, before every single game, what you want to do is to find different spots on the court. So for myself, I used to like to take a shot from the point at the three-point line, from the different corners of the three-point line as well, and then a little bit around the key, because for the most part I still played down in the low post. Even though I was a guard in my later years in high school and when I went down to the States, I was still taking a lot of shots inside the key because I was still attacking the rim so much. So I used to find those three spots from the three, the elbows, the free throw line, and then the mid-range out roughly around here. And I would take my shots, and then what I would do is I would be looking to make the shots. However, I would be also paying attention to how those shots missed. So for example, if I took a shot and it was a straight shot, or even if it went off towards the right or the left, I would now know how that rim reacts. So is it a hard rim, where if you just get a part of that rim, it's going to bounce off somewhere? Or is it a soft rim where it may just bounce around a bit and then it might go in or it might bounce off? These are all things that went through my mind when I took 20, 30, 40, 50 or more shots before the game on that rim. I want to know where that ball is going to miss. This is an extremely hard rim. So if I miss that net and I just barely hit that rim, it's going to go bouncing off like crazy. This is a double rim. That's just how they work. However, every rim is different. The rim in my driveway is extremely soft, so I know that that ball is going to bounce around a bit. Now into my next tip, and that is if I was either shooting the ball or if somebody else on my team was shooting the ball, I want to try and find openings for how I can attack that rim to get that rebound. So what I mean by that is so many players will just go straight towards the rim and look for a rebound. Well, there's an issue with this. The issue is there's going to be another player who is going to be right in front of you defending you anyways. And what's going to happen is he's just going to turn around, he's going to box you out, and you are now just trying to fight with him. But instead, you can try and find openings so that you can get to that rim to get that rebound. So for example, if the ball is being shot from that far side, there's a high likelihood that that ball is going to bounce off over to this side. So my probability of me getting this rebound would not be to try and go down the middle of the court. It would be to go and attack the baseline, because there's a high likelihood of that ball bouncing off onto this side. So you have to play the probabilities, but also you have to play the openings. So if there's a player here who's boxing me out, I'm not going to just go straight into him and try and push him underneath the basket. That's not going to work. That's going to do either nothing or foul on you, one or the other. So what you need to do is, if the ball is being shot from the top, from the point, you need to fake this way, especially if that player is still looking to box you out and seeing where you are. You need to fake this way and then go around. And then even now, back when I was a player, you could put your arm over top of their body and then you could box them out your way. However, you can't do that anymore. So what you need to do is still do that fake into this left direction if you wanted to go down the middle, and then put your arm underneath theirs, and then you can reach around. You can use your elbow to get them behind you. But you need to find openings. You can't just go straight into a guy who's boxing you out. It's just not going to work. Also, by knowing where that ball is going to be bouncing off and playing the probabilities, but also knowing by shooting around before game how that rim reacts to a shot is also going to help you. So if it's a softer rim, when that, you know, by having a softer rim, that you've got a little bit more time to try and finesse this player who's boxing out. You've got one step more usually to finesse this guy so you can get around him, so you can take that jab step and go around. Meanwhile, if it's a harder rim like this one, you don't have that time. So what you need to do is instead start attacking that open gap instead of going right into that player and getting to that rim. Or another move is by moving into a certain direction and then spinning off and then getting that rebound. So there's a couple of different moves that you can use to get a rebound, but also playing the probabilities on where it's going to bounce, but also knowing how that rim reacts to a missed shot. Now, some of the things that will help you get more rebounds are vertical jump training, being able to jump higher. I've got a book on that. Go check out the link in the description. Another thing that's going to help you be able to get more rebounds is by literally just practicing rebounds. If you can get yourself a partner, you can start at the free throw line. You can go shoulder to shoulder with your partner, throw the ball off the backboard, and then you can go softly. I would do it softly off the backboard because then you want it to bounce around the rim a little bit. And then you can have yourself boxing out your friend or your training partner, and you can get that rebound. Now, practicing rebounds, vertical jump training. When you're vertical jump training, you don't want to do that every single day. You want to go every other day. That's just my advice. You don't want your muscles eating away at themselves. However, these are some of the best tips that you can use in your next game and in your next practice to get more rebounds. If you're not scoring, this is an easy way to stay on the basketball court. I know many players who've gone super far on just rebounding. I did a highlight tape a few years ago with a player who was getting less than 2 points a game, less than 2 assists a game, but he was getting over 20 rebounds a game. He got a D1 scholarship. So, even if you cannot score in a certain game, rebounding is still extremely important. If you can get your rebounding numbers up, what that's going to do for you is keeps you on the basketball court longer, gives you, if you're getting more rebounds than everyone else, it gives you an opportunity to maybe go to the next level, even though you may not have the skills when it comes to shooting and dribbling. But also, what it's going to do for you is, if you're getting offensive rebounds, what that's going to do for you is to help you get easier baskets. So even if you are a low post player and you're getting, let's say, 5 offensive rebounds a game, if you can convert 4 out of those 5 into points, that's a simple 8 points right there for you. And if you're not scoring 8 points right now, that's an easy way to do it. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.